Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Some concerning news for the Ukrainians, and not the Ukrainians, but NATO and about 48 states that are fighting Russia in Ukraine. The Russians supposedly deployed 17,000 troops at the border with Ukraine in Belarus. And this is according to a new guy that you have to memorize his name. He's a new general that is promoted. So Zelensky is the biggest general that first we knew about him only. Then little by little we found out about Reznikov, then Podolyak, then Danilov, then Ignat. Then we got to, what's his name, Zhmihal a little bit, Yermak. And then we got to Zaluzny, the general, and then we got to Serhiy, something like this, Serny something, that right now is around Bakhmut over there, moving along the border. And now this is a new general that you have to memorize his name, because I think you're gonna hear about this guy in the near future. So this article comes from the New Voice of Ukraine. It says, Russia deploys 17,000 troops along Ukraine's borders with Belarus. General Nayev. All right, let's see Mr. Nayev. And I'm quoting, the enemy involves two groups covering the state border, which are deployed in southern Belarus and in the territories of Russia's Bryansk and Kursk oblasts, with a total number of about 17,000 people in the actions in the northern area, end quote, Nayev said. So let's see where that is located on the map. So here is Ukraine, and this is where the main battles are occurring. And he is talking about Belarus, which is right here, the northern border here. And he said Bryansk, which is this oblast right here, Bryansk. And then he said Kursk, which is this one. So the Russians are having 17,000 troops here. Yesterday I made a video where the Ukrainians were crying that the Russians deployed or are getting ready to bring on the front about 120,000 new troops. So they shit their pants for good reasons, I guess. But it's okay. Volunteers from the other countries will arrive here, if you know what I mean, like they always do, and will balance those 120 or 130,000 people. So let's go back to the article. In addition, about 2,800 Russian regular troops remain at training grounds in Belarus, while Russian military aircraft and helicopters are still deployed at Belarusian military airfields, Nayev said. Nayev, remember that guy. The Ukrainian command continues to bolster the northern group of forces, prepare reserves, monitor the situation, rearm troops with modern foreign weapons, improve fortified positions, and increase the density of mining along the border, he said. Nayev said on February 22 that Russia does not have the resources needed for an offensive in northern Ukraine. I totally agree with that, because last figure of the Russian troops present in Belarus was 7,000 fighters, troops. They had about 10,000 at one point, and I think 3,000 were moved from north into the northeast, where the front actually is. So I don't think the 13,000, 17,000, there's a big number. I don't think it is, but it helps if those 17,000 people are very well trained with good weapons and good commanders. They could do wonders. They could do a little blitzkrieg over there and blitz attack on north, but I'm pretty sure the Ukrainians are ready and waiting for them. I don't think there's no, 17,000 people on, just look again over the map. And this map right here, if you look at the border size, the length, 17,000, I'm just giving it like this, there's 17,000 on all this. Let's say from here, this is Kursk. Let's say from here, all that, 17,000. You gotta be kidding me. Really? 17,000 for this is nothing. But hey, because I think this front right here is like a 800 kilometers or something. Maybe, let's say, I know Romania pretty well, so let's say in straight line, let's say 200 miles here, so 2, 4, 6, 8, about 1,000 miles. So imagine how much this is from here to there. You got 17,000. It's nothing. But anyway, they do this so they can ask for more weapons. That's basically what's going on. When you hear the Ukrainians writing articles or making all kind of reports where they say they lost something or they are deficient in something, you can guess that at the end of the article or the communique or statement is going to be, that's why we need more weapons. Please give us more weapons, otherwise we lose. And if we lose, the Russians will attack you by default somehow. That's a scenario that it's pushed to us, like I tell you tomorrow, I know Jesus Christ is going to show up again. You're like, what? Yeah, well, it goes without saying. Tomorrow, man, be ready, Wednesday. So the same here. They just pretend that if we lose, everybody else, the free world that we know is going to collapse, and we're going to, descend again in tyranny, slavery, and I don't know, mass democracy, if you know what I mean. So here it is, my friends. The 17,000 Russians are ready to do nothing, and it's interesting that when one MiG-31 takes off from Belarus, I think they have 2 or 3, the Russians have deployed over there. One MiG takes off, all the Ukrainians are ready. That's a major warning and problem. Why? Because the MiG-31 could deliver Kinzhal, hypersonic missiles that could have nuclear warheads. So, they have 17,000, they could have 50,000. These guys are not going to be stressed as much as they are when one MiG-31 takes off. Even if it goes to Russia, or I think they have in Kaliningrad as well. So that's another problem for the Poles and others. But anyway, if the Russians decide to deliver anything like that, I don't think it's going to come by means of Kinzhal from a MiG-31, but I hope we don't get that point. But it seems like the clouds of another world war, which could end everything, is drawing near. NATO state members, these guys are trying to provide supposedly NATO security guarantees to Ukraine. That means what? That if Russians continue to do this, they try to probably have a no-flight zone. Beyond this one is NATO territory. If you cross that, we will intervene. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.